Hello, everybody, and welcome to Reality Derby. I am Marcus James Dixon.
And I am Denton Davidson, and season 4 of The Traitors cast list is out.
Uh,
Marcus, let's
yes.
get into it.
There are 23 people. It's so many people, but I guess
Is this the biggest cast? What
I,
is the biggest so far? I thought the same thing when I saw it. I was like, they're really going to run out of reality stars if they keep going like this.
right. And the thing is, like, since they eliminate two people per episode, like one banished, one murdered, they do have to have a big cast, but this just seems like a lot. Okay, so let's just read off the names real fast. I'll take the first half.
Okay.
We have Lisa Rinna, one of the Real Housewives. Donna Kelsey, the mother of Travis Kelsey and Jason Kelsey, and the future mother-in-law of one Taylor Swift. Tiffany Mitchell from Big Brother. Stephen Coletti from One Tree Hill. I might get some of these names wrong. Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir, two Olympic figure skaters, which you are excited about. We have Rob Roush from Love Island, Kristen Kish, a former Top Chef contestant who's now the host of Top Chef, Michael Rappaport, an actor who his social media is on fire these days. Very, very anti-Trump. I can't wait to see him in that castle. Portia Williams from The Real Housewives, Rob Sesternino. Rob has a podcast from Survivor the Amazon. Ron Funches, stand-up comedian and an actor. And then do you want to take it from here?
We also have Maura Higgins from Love Island, UK, Candace Dillard Bassett from The Real Housewives of Potomac, Yam Yam Orocho from Survivor 44, Eric Nam, a singer-songwriter, Monet Exchange from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 10, Natalie Anderson from The Amazing Race and Survivor, Mark Ballas, Dancing with the Stars, Colton Underwood, The Bachelorette, and former Bachelor turned Married to a Man, and Caroline Stanberry from Ladies of London, and also probably more known for Real Housewives of Dubai. Ian Terry, a Big Brother winner, and Dorinda Medley, who is making her grand return after being murdered first last
Mhm.
season.
That's our show. Thank you, everyone.
What are
Um,
your thoughts?
um, I love that Dorinda's back because she was the first one murdered and we didn't really get to see her. She probably was so mad. She's like, "You need to bring me on that show next year because I only got one episode, bitches."
I don't mind her return. I do feel like this is a little Real Housewives heavy, and
A
it's just
little.
it's just not a show that I follow, and I understand the fan base is massive. So the fact that they keep inviting more and more back, it clearly means that it's doing well for them. It's just not my wheelhouse,
Yeah, there is a lot of housewives here.
and they don't know how to play the game. Although I will say Survivor, based on last season, isn't much better. Like Housewives aren't aggressive enough. The Survivors are probably too aggressive. So it seems, except for Sari, who obviously was the best trader of all time.
I really think that one of the housewives are going to be a traitor this year because we did not get one last year in season three. And then in season two, we had Phaedra, one of the best traitors ever. So do you think Dorinda could be one of the traitors?
I mean, if I was there, I would immediately target her again. Poor Dorinda, because they're gonna think, of course, she's coming back as a traitor.
So tell me about these figure skaters. You're so excited that they're both on.
Okay, so when I saw this list, I was a little like, meh. But then I see Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir, who I just never imagined. Like these are two people I didn't expect to be in a reality TV show, not because they don't have the personality. It just wasn't on my radar. But these two are, I mean, Tara Lipinski was an Olympic gold medalist, and then Johnny Weir is a very eccentric male figure skater, and now they are two of like the shadiest queens that do the commentary for the Olympics, for the Winter Olympics and figure skating. And they're like every like bestie pairing you would see in West Hollywood. Like
Mhm.
they're judging everyone. I mean, they're gonna be so great, and it's gonna be hilarious to see if one of them is actually a traitor, how they collaborate and how that impacts their friendship. But they're gonna be really fun on the show.
I have a feeling one of them will be a traitor. Like usually when there's a pairing, like remember the Big Brother pairing last year, Danielle and Brittany, one of them was a traitor at the beginning, and then both of them became traitors at the end. I feel like whenever there's a pairing, one of them's a traitor.
I feel like Johnny will be the one that draws suspicion because he's sort of the most in your face, I would say. So I feel like Tara might be the better traitor of the two because I think she would be easier to go under the radar. I think there will immediately be a suspicion on Johnny, regardless of what he's doing.
So if you were Alan Cumming walking around that table, whose shoulders are you tapping to become traitors? Like, who is your dream list of these 23?
Well, like I said, I think Tara Lipinski would be great. And I also think that Kristen Kish from Top Chef, very stone faced, she could be a killer. I'm
Mm,
really excited to see how she works on this season as well. And then, of course, they're going to pick a housewife, don't you think? Because
yeah.
none from last season, even though they were targeted immediately.
Yeah,
So I
that's
feel
good.
like there's probably gonna be a housewife, and if I was there, I would immediately have my eye on Dorinda. So
Hmm.
if she's a traitor, she could be banished first this season after being murdered first last year.
She'd be like that poor girl on Survivor who played 2 seasons and she was voted up first both times, Francesca. R.I.P. Francesca. So I want to talk about Kristen Kish for a second because this is the first time a fellow reality host is in the castle. And the Emmy ballots just came out here in Hollywood yesterday. And so we have Alan Cumming and Kristen Kish competing for Best Reality Host together. And now they're going to be in the castle where he has sort of power over her. And it's very interesting. But she was a contestant before she was the host. So there's an asterisk beside her name.
I mean, they're lucky. They're lucky this is not a live show because if I was either one of them on a live TV series, I'd be trying to sabotage the other one, trying to make them look as stupid as possible. So I would have the upper hand at the Emmys. And someone I forgot to mention who I would like to see as a traitor is Donna Kelsey, just because she's
Oh
the
yeah.
oldest one there. Everyone's gonna trust and love her. So I feel like that would be, an interesting traitor to have on set.
I mean, do you think Tay Tay is going to be watching this and tweeting about it and Instagramming about it?
I don't know if she'll take to her social media, but she's going to watch. She probably already does. I mean, I'm sure Donna had an advisor and got some advice from Taylor and her kids, or at least spoke to them about it. So it'll be interesting to see their take.
And by the way, I love the age diversity here. Like the youngest is 26, Rob Roush, and the oldest is 72, Donna Kelsey. And remember we were talking about RuPaul's Drag Race and the oldest person was like 30 years old and they called her grandma. Like this is more representative. Thank you, traders, for giving us people of all ages.
Yeah, I don't have any idea who these Love Island people are. That's also a show that is, not on my radar as much. What do you think about Monet Exchange as
Mm.
the drag race representative? I feel like there's always one, and it's
Yeah,
good for that.
I know there was Peppermint, there was Bob the Drag Queen. They were both eliminated quite early.
Yes.
Now we have Monet. I would love for Monet to be a traitor. Monet has always been one of my top favorite queens, and a lot of people think she should have won the All Winners season where Jinx Monsoon won. So yeah, I can't wait to see what she does. So the people I'm rooting for to become traitors are Rob Cesternino from Survivor. And by the way, he was in the running for Survivor 50. And I guess at the last moment, he didn't get the call. And so the traitors swoops in 2 weeks later and they're like, okay, we want you in the castle. It's kind of like a FU to Survivor. Like, you should have had him on the island, and now this is your lost Survivor. The traitors gain. This guy created a podcast called Rob Has a Podcast, which brought together the Survivor community. He should be on that Survivor season, and I'm mad he's not.
Do you think this casting had overlap though in any way? I mean, I'm sure they didn't just do this overnight. Maybe there was word that he was talking to the traders, and Jeff is very jealous and protective and does not like it when his survivors are on the traders and says, "We're not going to invite you back if you're on all these different reality shows." So
Yeah,
maybe they got wind that he was in talks and said,
maybe.
"F you to Rob."
I think Jeff Probst does get a little bit jealous. I think that's why Carolyn was not allowed on Survivor 50 because she was, such a star on the Traitors 3. I don't know. I guess we'll see because we do have Suri and Stephanie actually were on the Traitors season 1 and they're both coming back to Survivor. So he,
Nobody remembers that Stephanie was on the traders.
Maybe Jeff didn't know that. Maybe
I
that's
don't
why he
think
was
so.
allowed.
She just didn't put it on her resume.
Yeah.
Another one I'm excited about is Michael Rappaport because I think he's going to
Yeah.
be such a hot mess. And he loves reality TV. I mean, he's been on like
Mhm.
Watch What Happens with Andy Cohen, and like he is in everyone's business. So he'll be really fun. He'll be stirring up a lot of shit on this show, and that'll be fun to see.
I don't want him as a traitor though. I want him as a faithful, trying to suss out who they are, trying to investigate. I think that would be really fun. If there is a housewife that's a traitor, Lisa Rinna would be perfect for that. I'm still mad at her. I held the door open for her once at the Roosevelt Hotel in Hollywood, and she did not say thank you. And I'm
Oh.
still bitter all these years later. Just say thank you, Lisa. All I did was hold the door open. Just say thank you. So she deserves to be a traitor because
Well, I mean, if she
alone.
has manners like that, she might be murdered pretty quickly.
Fingers crossed.
Mark Ballas, that'll be interesting to see what his personality is like. Who was the last one? He just was terrible on The Traitors last season. Was that 2 seasons ago? I can't remember. He just didn't do well. He barely spoke. Um,
That would have been Max.
yes,
Maxo.
Max Swerkovsky.
Banished in episode 3. Didn't make it too far.
Yeah, fantastic dancer, terrible at Traitors. And then Colton Underwood, I'm
You're over him.
I'm absolutely over him. He keeps showing up on more reality shows. He's not that fun to watch. I just don't get it. I mean, these casting agents for reality TV shows are obsessed with him, and I do not understand why.
I mean, hopefully he can be like Pilot Pete, who was so good in season 2. He was like the traitor, yeah, the traitor hunter, and he was figuring out all these strategies, and I loved watching him. I'd rather have Pilot Pete come back, honestly, than Colton.
Well, and a nice twist might be if Colton is a traitor. It might force him to be a little less milquetoast and like
Yeah.
have a little bit more edge to him. So maybe make Colton a traitor, and that'll redeem some of his other qualities I find less entertaining. Ian Terry, he's a
Oh yeah.
favorite. It's been a long time since we've seen him, and it'll be interesting to see what he's like now. He's only 34. He was so young. I feel like he was on Big Brother 1,000 years ago, but I think he was only like in his early 20s when he won that. So
Another Big Brother person, Tiffany Mitchell, the creator of The Cookout, who she was America's favorite house guest,
he
right?
was.
So people love her. I love her. I loved that whole season of Big Brother 23. I think it's the best season they've ever done. So I can't wait to see her. She's got a little villainous side.
She does.
I can
She's
see
really
it.
made for the Traitors. She made like a half-assed attempt of being on the challenge, which is not her strong suit. I mean, she's not an athletic strength. So I think she's much more suited for the Traitors, and I'm excited to see her here.
So from Survivor, I mentioned Rob already. We also have Jam Jam, the winner of 44, and he was in an alliance with Carolyn, and they were in the final 3 together. So I wonder if she had any sway, like with the traders, like, hey, get my guy Jam Jam on the show. And then we have Natalie Anderson, one of the twinnies from The Amazing Race, and then she came. Actually, both twinnies came on Survivor,
Was she
and
the one that won, or was her twin that won?
yes, Natalie won and Nadia was voted out first. You know what I just realized? What if they have Nadia there and Nadia's like they could switch out Natalie and Nadia like every other day. They go into a room and they switch clothes and they come out. Big Brother's done that twist. Why
The
not?
twin twist. Yes, Big Brother has done that. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say maybe they should have brought them both on, but I don't know if I would have liked that either.
I know. I think it's weird that it's just one because we're so used to seeing them as a pair.
And then some like I don't know who Ron Funches is. Sorry, Ron.
Oh,
I
I love him.
I
He's a
looked at his stuff. I've seen he's been in like a lot of like voiceover roles.
yes, and he is on the Apple TV show called Loot. It's called Loot
Luke.
with
Oh,
Rudolph.
okay.
He has a supporting role on that, so he's really funny. He does a lot of red carpets around Hollywood, and I'm rooting for him. I hope he makes it far.
It's going to be interesting to see just the competitive dynamic here because, as we've mentioned before, the survivors have traditionally been over aggressive. They
Mhm.
go up for revenge and make themselves sort of obvious. I think Boston Rob was maybe the worst at that. He just could not take a hit without hitting back. And that's what it really takes. You have to be willing to just let someone come after you and let it go.
I agree. And the last person I wanted to mention, Eric Nam, the K-pop star. K-pop fans are freaking out today that he's been cast. I don't know much about him or his personal life, so I wonder if he's going to be like a cutthroat type of person or more laid back. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the people that I don't know. I mean, I've watched the other international iterations of this show that do not have celebrities, and they're just as good, sometimes better. So you don't have to have. I mean, they've made this fun by having all these reality B, C, D list celebrities on the show, but it's not necessary. I mean, the show works on its own. It's all about how the personalities interact. So, any of these people, even the ones that I poo-pooed, could be really entertaining and great for the show. We just have to wait and find out.
Yeah, it's like the discovery. Some of these people could be breakout stars in the making, and some of the people we're looking forward to could really disappoint us. Remember Dan Giesling in season two?
Oh,
Such a disappointment.
the worst.
The worst.
That's when I was like, okay, these competitive reality stars just aren't necessarily what you hope for on the Traitors.
Mhm.
And again, he was just way too aggressive and then said nothing. He was awful in the turret and then a snooze fest in the castle, and it was just a double combination of lame.
Mhm. Phaedra and Parvati saved that season.
Yeah,
Well, thank you everyone for watching. I love the timing of this announcement. It's happening as Emmy voting is going on, which is not a coincidence. They released this today thinking it'll, boost the Traitors' visibility, which is smart. I think they're going to win again.
probably.
All right, we'll see you guys next time on Reality Derby. Have a good day.